All right, Giants Nation. I have to know, are there any Giants fans out there that truly want JJ McCarthy at pick six? Like, it's okay to want him, but do you really want him at pick six? Because realistically, people were saying that JJ McCarthy was going to go in the second round. Now they're saying he's going to go mid first round. Is there anything he can do at the combine that's going to make him a top six player or a pick number six for us? Especially if the GM is saying that he's going to go best available, because in my opinion, he's not better than Rome and he's not better than Neighbors. So if the top three quarterbacks are gone, which a lot of people would like to assume that if Drake May or Daniels is available, we would draft them. But why would we take JJ McCarthy at pick six? Like, I understand that some people don't like Daniel Jones or they don't believe in Daniel Jones. However, wouldn't it be more realistic to just trade that pick six and go back and then take JJ McCarthy? Like, I have nothing against JJ McCarthy. I have no interest in him. I didn't see anything that made me say, hey, that's the Giants quarterback of the future. But if they like him, they like him. However, taking him at pick six will actually be worse than taking Daniel Jones at pick six, because in my opinion, this draft is better than that draft that Daniel Jones was in. I mean, the quarterbacks are significantly better. Once my quarterback that I wanted dropped out or decided he was going to stay another year in school, the draft became really shitty, even though it would just be top two heavy. So it would have been Kyler Murray and it would have been Justin Herbert, who I wanted. So it wasn't a good draft, in my opinion. If you go back and look at the other quarterbacks, I think Drew Lock was in there. There was Dwayne Haskins. Some fans wanted Haskins. In my personal opinion, not because I know anybody in the organization, just because I put two and two together, it wasn't just Dave Gettleman that wanted to draft Daniel Jones. I really feel like Eli had a play in it. I mean, they obviously knew each other prior to him becoming a Giant. Same coach. He went to the Manning camp. And maybe John Mara was also okay with it. So when people were complaining, including myself, on draft night when we drafted Daniel Jones at pick six, if I'm not mistaken, we all were kind of confused by that. I feel like the Giants ownership and management were high-fiving each other because they got the guy that they wanted. So we're taking a crap on Dave Gettleman and blaming Dave Gettleman for taking Daniel Jones where he took him. But realistically, it seems like the Giants were okay with that and they don't regret it. They would say everything else went wrong, and you had guys like you had the owner John Mara saying that the Giants screwed over Daniel Jones prior to him getting his contract, and then he goes out and gets the contract from Joe. And a lot of people were saying that Joe's the new GM and he's not going to give Daniel Jones a contract because that's not his quarterback. So yeah. So that really says a lot about the Giants and our situation with Daniel Jones. So I'm not even sure if we're going to take a quarterback at six, because Joe has already came out and said that Daniel Jones is throwing already and that he's going to be the starter. It's not impossible for him to be ready by week one. Deshaun Watson did it, and he's not the first quarterback to have an ACL tear. I've seen Giants fans who usually don't. It's usually ones that don't like Daniel Jones. They say, oh, well, he's had two neck injuries. He's had two different neck injuries. So one was really serious, and the other was some kind of muscle issue. Not an issue. It's a non-factor. Unless Andrew Thomas is going to be hurt again and you have Josh Azuto taking his blind side, there's a possibility that the free agent quarterback might be playing because Josh Azuto can't block. And so that's how he got that neck injury in the first place. So that's one thing we got to be worried about with a rookie quarterback, is making sure that Andrew Thomas stays healthy and that we have somebody behind him, because Joshua Azuto is not the guy. He's already got one quarterback hurt. He's not the guy. So, in my opinion, we don't draft JJ McCarthy at pick six. If you want JJ McCarthy, just trade back and get him. Unless you just think the Falcons are going to get him at pick 8, which I don't think losing JJ McCarthy to the Falcons is that big of a deal. So just take the wide receiver at pick 6. We haven't had one since Odell. We haven't had a really good one since Odell. A lot of people try to sell me on Wandell and Hyatt, but they're decent. They're decent wide receivers. They're worth keeping, but they're not wide receiver ones. I don't see Hyatt ever being a wide receiver one, at least not anytime soon. He can always develop and get better, but I'm not seeing wide receiver one talent. So take the wide receiver one. Take an offensive lineman, but it's like forcing me to take medicine when I'm sick. Like I don't want medicine, but I know it's good for me. But take the wide receiver one. Give me candy. I want the wide receiver one.